In today's video, we're upgrading something in my apartment that hasn't been upgraded since 2015. Let's get to it. What's up, guys, and welcome to Top Shelf Media. If you looked at the thumbnail, you probably know what I'm talking about today. It is finally time to upgrade my Wi-Fi. I've had the same modem and router since early 2015, so I figured out with the old, in with the new. It's time to get something new here. So first, let's run to the store. It's gonna be a good day. We're finally above zero. We're at like 10 degrees now. It's been in the negatives for like the past 2 weeks. I think with wind chill, we hit like negative 27 the other day. Hasn't been great. You don't want to be outside. You don't want to do anything. It's terrible. I will definitely take this over negatives any day. It's fantastic. It feels like summer outside. But I went and got the stuff from Best Buy. I got the Wi-Fi router and the modem. So I went with the Google Nest Wi-Fi and the SB8200 from Aris as my modem. But this shot doesn't look great, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna get the shot set up. So like I said, I picked up the Google Nest Wi-Fi, and this is a mesh network. And if you don't know what that is, I actually did a video on mesh networking not that long ago. You can go check that out. I'll link it up in the YouTube card. But this is a mesh network, and I only picked up the one router. So I didn't pick up any of the other hubs because this one router can cover 2,200 square feet, and I really don't need to cover much more than that because I'm in a small apartment. So that's way more than what I need. But my wife and I are looking at buying a house, so when we do that, if we decide we need a little bit more coverage, we need to expand our network, we can buy more hubs. And this is the Aris SB8200. It's a DOCSIS 3.1 cable modem with 10 gigabyte download speed, and this is definitely way overpowered for what I need it for right now. But I figured, like I mentioned, with my wife and I trying to buy a house here in the near future, this could potentially be useful when we have a house and I have a studio in that house and we have more smart devices than we do now. I figured buying it now would be a smarter idea rather than buying something and then buying a new thing when we get the house. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys unboxed. Set up was pretty simple. First, I plugged in the cable that goes to my ISP hookup. Then, I plugged in the power for the modem. From there, the modem needs to be programmed. Now, you can do that yourself, but one of my buddies works for my internet service provider, so I texted him to check my internet, and he just took care of it for me. After that, I just plugged in the provided Ethernet cable for the Nest router into the modem, and then plugged in the power for the router. Then, you just need to set it up in the Google Home app, just like any other device. So I've had this set up for a couple weeks now, and as you can see, I also went and picked up an Ethernet switch because the Nest router only has one Ethernet output on it, and I needed a couple more. So I went with the Netgear 8-port unmanaged switch. Because of this, I had to cut a few Ethernet cables and put new ends on it, and if you don't know how to do this, I can run you through it real quick. So the first step in making one of these cables is figuring out the length of cable you're going to need and then removing the outer shielding and starting to unbraid the cables. And this can be kind of a tedious process, especially if you're doing multiple cables, but go ahead, you want to get them unbraided and then get them in the right order. And if you don't know the right order, I'll put that on screen for you. And then I usually cut the ends off because it makes it easier if those ends are straight when you go to put them inside the connector. And it's hard to get those ends perfectly straight of those cables, so I tend to just cut them off. From here, all you have to do is crimp it, and then you can go ahead and test your cable. So some of you might be asking, is your internet speed better now that you've made this upgrade? And the answer is yes. So here is the internet speed test I did for my hubbed versus non-hubbed smart bulbs video. This was the baseline test that I did. And here is my current internet speed test, and oh boy, big difference. Big difference. So that speed test is done on speedtest.net, and I decided I wanted, just a second opinion, so I ran it on Google as well, and so this is the results from that, and yeah, it's definitely better. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and ringing that bell to get notified when I post new content. If you like this video and want to see more videos from me, go check out my channel, or click on that video down there that YouTube thinks you'll like. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.